Now, in this session, we will discuss how to draw a systematic random sampling method. See, this is the example question number 3. And question number 3 is related with systematic sampling technique. What is the example? Suppose we want to sample 8 houses from a street of 120 houses, which are labeled as H1, H2 up to H20. Write a list of 8 houses in your random sample which are selected by using systematic random sampling method. So what is systematic random sampling method and how to draw a random sample of size 8 from 120 houses? What is the aim? The aim is to generate a random sample of 8 houses from a street of 120 houses with systematic sampling technique. So what is the statistical tools? Statistical tools are systematic sampling method. It is also called as Cauchy random sampling. What is the required formula? The required formula for systematic sampling is first we have to find out sampling interval, and sampling interval is denoted by K. What is K? K is nothing but population size divided by sample size. Population size is denoted by N and sample size is denoted by small n. So capital N divided by small n is the sampling interval. What is the data source? So the data source is provided in practical sheet. If you see this practical sheet in which there are 120 houses and we have to draw a random sample of 8 houses. Therefore, population size is capital N is equal to 120 and sample size N is equal to 8. What is the procedure? So how to do a systematic random sample? So first we have to identify what should be my sampling interval. So first calculate the sampling interval. And what is sampling interval? So that is K is equal to capital N divided by small n. So that is 120 divided by 8 and 120 divided by 8 is nothing but 15. So now my sampling interval is 15. So step number 2. Use rand between function to select first sample unit. So that is we have to use a rand between function in which my lower value is 1 and my upper value is 15. Why upper value is 15? Because of this K. So we start with our lower value as 1 and up to K. K is my 15. Therefore, the rand between function should be two values. One is 1 and the second one is 15. And enter this. So when we use rand between function in Excel. So what is the syntax? Equal to, then capital RAND between and bracket 1 comma 15. So that will gives me a value. So this value is nothing but my starting point. Suppose the value comes out to be 12. Suppose this value comes out to be 12. Any value that will arrive. So it may be 1, it may be 2 or it may be 15. Any value from 1 to 15 that this function gives us. Suppose the value is 12. So therefore here my starting point is 12. So that starting point is nothing but my random start. So random start is 12. Then every 15th unit. Why 15th unit? Because my sampling interval is 15. Therefore, when we start with my starting point as 12, then every 15th unit in the population is selected successively until the desired sample size of 8 is reached. So that means we start, why this is systematic? Because we start with a random start. So the random start is 12 and there is a systematic pattern. Means every 15th unit in the population is selected. So how many we needed? We needed a sample of size 8. So we start with 12. Every 15th value should be included and the total number of sample must be 8. So here is the list that I have obtained. So what is this list? A list of 8 houses now becomes the first value is 12, H12. So H12 plus 15. So this comes out to be H27. So H27 would be my second sample. The third sample would be H27 plus 15. So that is H42. So likewise, we have to take up to 8 values. So what is my 8th observation? My 8th observation would be H102 plus 15. So that is H117. So H117 is my last sample. So how many samples are there? These are the 8 samples. So starting from H12 up to H117. So in this way, by the use of sampling interval and by taking the successive interval values, we can obtain a systematic sampling. In systematic sampling, first we have to calculate a sampling interval, then we have to use a rand between function to obtain the random values, and we have to take the successive interval up to how many samples we required. So what is my result? My result is a list of 8 houses selected by using systematic random sampling method from a population of 120 houses is given by. So what are those houses? The first house is house number 12. The second is house number 27. The third one is house number 142. The fourth one is house number 57. The next one is house number H72. Next is H87. Next is H102. And finally it is H117. So these are the 8 houses that I have selected with the help of systematic sampling technique. So this is a systematic sampling technique. So far we have seen 3 methods of sampling. One is simple random sampling, the second one is stratified random sampling, and the third one is systematic sampling technique. So in this way we conclude with our experiment number 4. Sorry. Thank you very much.